Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I appreciate that. And through you, Mr. Chair, I just want to express my feeling of frustration right now. We're hearing the last time when the minister was here with his crew, we were told that there was 2 incidents. Now we're hearing there's 4, there may be 5. It's getting really concerning. And I think the other thing that is important in this context is there is no way that the Department of Veterans Affairs could assist anyone in any way around MAiD. That is something that is clearly not in the legislation. So, but at the same time, veterans should not be calling, asking for help and being offered this as something that they can select. And that's what's very concerning to me right here in this situation. So one of the things that I keep coming back to is the fact that, from what I understand from the last testimony on the 20th of October, is that when veterans call into the call center and have conversations, those are recorded. And yet if a caseworker calls the veteran, those are not recorded. And when I hear how much confusion there is about what happened, it seems to me that if there was a recording that was kept confidential, if veterans were made aware of it, that it would allow for the department to actually address this issue in a more meaningful way. So if I could just get clarity from you, Minister, and I appreciate you being here today. And I want to express also publicly my condolences for your loss not too long ago. I want just, can we get some clarification about, is this being explored so that we can protect veterans, so that when this sort of incident happens, there is a process in place that allows us to get down to the facts so that we can protect the veterans that we are hopefully all here to serve?
Thank you very much, Rachel. And this is what the investigation is for, of course. And it's important to note that this one employee out of thousands of civil servants who are very compassionate and dedicated employees to Veterans Affairs Canada.
And I agree with you, Minister. I think most of the workers are incredible. And I think we both agree on that.
I know you do.
But to me, the point is that the department records some conversations, but not all of the conversations. And so when I hear from, and this is what we heard in the last testimony, that it's about confidentiality, if you're recording some of those, why are those conversations less confidential than the other conversations? It isn't making any sense. So if I could just really ask you to focus on, is there any discussions happening about making sure that there's recordings so that if something happens like this again, you identify who the person is, you can go back and find that out so that there can be that higher level of accountability, and it also protects veterans. I think of like immigration, every single call that comes into immigration is recorded. Those are very confidential conversations, often very personal conversations. So I'm just really not understanding the difference. And this is about protecting veterans. So is there any conversations happening within the department to consider this, or even give the veteran the ability to say, yes, I want this recorded, or no, I don't? Because right now we're hearing so much, it's not clear, and it doesn't feel like the department knows what's happening either.
Rachel, thank you very much. I know you care, and I know you know this department quite well, and you are right, call centers are general, and that is recorded. Case managers' calls and our medical, personal information, and it's a privacy issue. No, they will not be recorded because it would be inappropriate. And you did mention in your opening statement about MAiD, and the fact is, absolutely no way can we have anybody here discussing MAiD. That also is an issue that's dealt with between...
Thank you, Minister. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I only have a few minutes.
I only got 2, and I want to answer your question. The point is, it's the same type of thing. It's to make sure that it's between the doctor...
But if it comes in through the call center, if comes in through the call center is referred directly to a case manager, just like that, from my understanding, that is recorded. So right. Unless there's something that I don't understand, if it comes through the call center, if it's forwarded to the case manager, that call continues to be recorded. But if a case manager, so I need clarification. I see Mr. Ledwell shaking his head. That's what I'm trying to ask. I need that clarified for this. So if I could get an answer to that, it would be appreciated.
Well, quite simply, when the call is transferred or referred, the taping stops. It is case managers deal with the personal medical issues, and that, for privacy reasons, cannot be called unless the deputy wishes to add something to it. But I believe that's
So there's no
exactly the way
discussions about changing that at this time, Minister? Through you, Chair, I apologize. There's no conversations about changing that. Is that correct?
Why the reason why, the answer is no, because we cannot tape personal information, medical information, and we just can't do that, nor should we do
Okay.
it.
Well, thank you for that.